infield, outfield, 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 infield, infield. How many do I have? Get a quick drink. Outfielders with Coach Ennis. Infielders, you're in the dirt with me.
Being a professional athlete is tough. But you know what's even tougher? Being a parent. And there's no retiring from that. These are the stories about the team captains running the playbook of their own families. They're there for the wins and the losses. All day, every day, they're pulling double duty.
Hi, I'm Greg Olsen, former NFL football player, and now I'm a full-time dad and youth sports coach, and you're watching Double Duty. Focus on arm action. I want that hand on top of the ball. Flick, right? I want to see those laces coming back. We got to get guys off underneath and the side of the ball. And how are we going to catch the ball?
With one hand.
One hand catchers. So don't go any further than that. It's up to you. We're going to do a full warm-up. This is our daily chores here. Do it again. Face the infield.
Feet should not
Face the infield. I got it. We kind of sat down and said, none of these other organizations are really for us. It's not really our model. It's not really our priority to do it their way. I think we can do this a better way. We started what is the Carolina Revolution baseball program. 1-1-1. Again, face the infield. Back to base. 3-3-3. Throw it. Infield. I got it. Good job. Good job. Wes and TJ. Figure out how we're going to finish this practice and we want to win a game. Let's go.
Good. Keep those. There you go.
Good.
Stay low, guys. Stay low.
Good. Nice. JJ, go. I want you to watch the rotation of where the guys go. Watch how deep grade. We do everything from mow the fields and rake the fields and weed them and maintain the church field. I think our work last night kind of helped. There's not as many weeds as there was. We need everyone's best attention. We need everybody's best focus. And we need to maximize this next hour and a half, 2 hours. Right? Anytime we get a chance together, how we practice is what? How we play. My hope is we're hard on the kids, we're demanding them, and you guys will see tonight. This is not everyone just come and have a good time. I always tell the kids, this is not recess.
So we get to the first practice and I'm like, oh, this is so fun, this is exciting. And then this mom, after like 30 minutes goes, whoa, this is way more than I signed up for. And I was like, oh, hi, I'm Kara Olsen, that's my husband. Yes, he's intense, but this, you've seen nothing.
Corral, get in front of the runner. Stay low, Grady, stay low. And I'm no longer a current player, I'm now a former player, and nobody really cares anymore. It happens so fast, right? Enjoy when they come to training camp. Enjoy seeing them after the game. Enjoy getting them on the field in pregame warm-ups. Take advantage of all that stuff because your career, them being young, first-time experiences are gonna be over so fast. I would give anything to go back, and it happens so quick. So I grew up around the game of football. My father, for 40 plus years, was the local public high school football coach in the town that my family grew up in northern New Jersey. From the time I was 4 or 5 years old, I was the water boy, the ball boy, I was in the locker rooms. I would, go with my dad when he would work college football camps in the summer.
I'll say to Greg, hey, you can't be that hard on him. He'll say, what do you mean, Dad? What do you think you were to us? I said, oh, okay, but now it's easier when it's your grandkids, you can say it, you know what I'm saying? But he's just doing what I did, and he's doing it well.
Hey, grip your glove in your hand, squeeze it. But it's funny now seeing my dad spend a lot of time coaching his grandkids. I kind of sit back and say to my mom, he never said that to me. Why did he never say that to me? So I think it's good for the kids. They get to see the glimpses of the grandpa who we all tell stories about and joke and make fun of, about how demanding he was and how hard he was. Landon, you're the catcher. So I got two brothers. I have an older brother who was only a grade ahead of me in school. So growing up, we played in pretty much all the same teams growing up in youth sports. It was kind of the backbone foundation of our family. Sports was just always present. It was just always what we did, and we loved every second of it. It was competitive, being so close in age. He was a good athlete, so was I. So, it was always kind of me trying to play up, to play alongside him. One issue about being the younger brother is I didn't get to play quarterback. Both my brothers were quarterbacks in college, and I got stuck playing tight end. I always think, what would it have been if from an early age my dad, let me throw the ball instead of needing someone to catch it for my older brother. He says it works out okay, which of course it did. In my mind, high school was always like the epitome of what we wanted to do. John, these are 70? These are 70? We always idolized my dad's senior players, and they were so cool to us, And then it wasn't until I got closer to that time frame that I realized, college is in the cards for me. I originally signed my letter of intent with the University of Notre Dame. Shortly after getting on campus, realized it wasn't really the place for me, transferred to Miami. So I spent 4 years at the University of Miami. I look back on my time there, it was the best thing that ever happened to me. Going to a highly intense, challenging environment, being around highly competitive athletes from all over the country. It's actually where my wife and Kara and I, we met there our freshman year. So got to kind of experience college together, which was awesome.
All right, so let's talk about Ray.
He's way more affectionate than I am. Big hugs, kisses, he's super easygoing, really actually pretty relaxed and chill.
In 2007, I got drafted to the Chicago Bears in the first round and kind of started what turned into a 14-year NFL career. So that 2010-ish year was a very important time in our lives. It was the end of our time in Chicago, little did we know, but it was the start of our family. It was the kind of start of us becoming parents and welcoming that. He was born in June of 2011.
My name is Tate Olsen. I'm 10 years old, and things I like to do are sports.
What kind of sports?
Football, baseball, and basketball.
And lo and behold, July of 2011, I was traded to Charlotte, to the Panthers here, and moved to Charlotte. We had never been here before, and started the next journey, which was here in Carolina and where we now call home. 10 years later, we still live here. Our kids grew up here. This is home for them. School, the hospitals, our foundation, everything about our life now has been rooted here in Carolina. And 10 years ago, we never would have thought that was the case. I always say that my career really took off. The real bulk of my success came after I had kids. And I don't think that was a coincidence. I just think it brought such perspective, it brought such purpose, it brought structure and responsibility, where for the first time in my life, I had to worry about people outside of myself.
Right, left, right.
It was such a selfish type of existence for so long, because my only objective in life was to play football and get a scholarship and then become the starter at Miami and then get drafted. All these personal check marks only involved myself.
Inside of my left foot, right, left, toss. Flip it back to us. Just flip it right back.
And now you get married and now there's someone else. Then you have kids and there's someone else. And my career, as those things started to develop, my career really started to flourish, and I had the bulk of my success following that. And I just think it was finding that balance, finding people that supported each other, finding people that supported each other's passions and what they wanted to pursue. Was a huge, I wouldn't have had the success that I had if it wasn't for that structure around me and that family support around me. I know that to be true.
CJ, you're
Okay, I'll get you back in.
the first one on the field. CJ, you were the first one.
So I have a 10-year-old son named Tate. Obviously, he's our oldest. In 2012, my wife and I had twins, TJ and Talbot. They're now 8. They're in 3rd grade. We got the 3 of them. They're very close together, but they're very different. They're very different personalities. They're very different interests, demeanors, which makes it fun. I'm not raising 3 little clones. My wife's not raising 3 little clones. We're raising pieces of each other and pieces of people we don't even know. We don't know where a lot of these personalities come from, but it's a challenge, but it's fun. I think about those moments, running out and seeing my wife and the kids and my parents and our family members on the sideline in pregame warm-ups and give them a hug and take a picture. The wins were great, the catches were awesome. I played in Super Bowl 50. It's just, all that stuff is awesome, but it's the memories I was able to share with my kids that are the ones that like stick out the most. Like that picture, that's me and my dad after we won our first state championship. That top left picture was after I broke the record for the most 1,000 yards in a row. That picture up there of the kids in the beanie, that's my daughter, and then my boy hugging. Little did we know, that little boy he's hugging was awaiting a heart transplant at the time when we were visiting the hospital. That was probably 4 years ago.
I'll never forget his last game with the Panthers. And it was such an emotional moment because I think we all knew it was going to be the last game, and like I knew that was going to be the last time that he hugged the kids on that field. So there's so many amazing moments, and I'm so thankful for like such an incredible career that he had. But it's not a mystery. Greg works so hard at everything he does, and I always remind my kids, like, this wasn't just given to Daddy. Every day he worked to be successful in his career, be a great teammate, be a great person, not just within the walls of Bank of America Stadium, but also, you know, in the community of Charlotte also.
What did we do? Tell them what our routine was, our pregame ritual before when Daddy came out of the tunnel. Tell everybody what you would do with Mommy and everybody.
Oh, we would go on the sidelines and wait for him to come over. And then once he came over and we said hi, we would go to our box to watch the game.
Did you get to do that before every game?
Every game, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, since TJ was born, you know, we knew prior to him being born that he was gonna face some serious medical hurdles. He was born with a condition called hypoplastic left heart syndrome, which in essence meant he was only gonna be born with half of a functioning heart. He was able to have a surgery to kind of stabilize him and let him grow and develop. At 2 days old, he had his first open heart surgery. He had his second open heart surgery at 5 months. And then he had his third open heart surgery when he was 2. We used to say that was his last one, but then he went into heart failure the end of May. Was living with a single ventricle for 8 years, and it just finally failed. It couldn't keep up. He had been gotten bigger and stronger, and the heart just couldn't keep up.
In a week, you don't know if you're getting your heart in a year. Like, it's a waiting game, and like the unknowns, like for both Greg and I, were hard.
After being on the heart transplant list for a little while, he received his heart transplant. He was admitted into the ICU as we awaited that, and he's now 12 weeks, give or take, post heart transplant, and getting stronger by the day. He's been through a lot.
In those moments, and there's been a lot of moments with TJ, Greg's unbelievably strong for me and for TJ, and every single waking moment.
All right, buddy. TJ!
He just stays so upbeat, and I'm sure he has weak moments, you know, whether it's in the shower by himself or in the room by himself. He's always has an ability to stay strong and say, we're gonna get through this.
We're just so thankful. He's brought us such hope. He's brought us such love and joy and struggle and heartache, but all of it wrapped up in one experience has been amazing, and it's brought my wife and I a lot of purpose. You know, our foundation has spurred as a result of what we've gone through with him. Our work with the Children's Hospital, Living Children's here in Charlotte, is something that we spend countless hours on every week, trying to find new ways to offer them services and programs. So through a struggle, a lot of really positive has has come out of it, and for that we're very thankful. Yeah, I think being a parent and being a good teammate and being a good player, I think there is a lot of similarities, right? Understanding your place within the larger, being whether it's your where my place is as the father of this family and the husband of this family, or where my position was as the tight end or the captain or the veteran of my team, right? Understanding there's times where I need to take more of like an assertive role.
The ball was behind the runner. We talked about that yesterday. So now where does the shortstop go with the ball? Directly to first. We're going to concede third. We're not going to get that guy in front of us. Face this way. Just listen to my voice, but pay attention. No tag, no tag. Hit your cut. Hit your cut. Hit your cut.
There's also times where I need to defer to other people and just kind of play my role and let other people have the moment and let other people kind of have the say.
Come on. We got to know it.
All right, runner on first base. Runner on first base. Okay. Clear double, hit into the right field gap. Clear double.
It's like any relationships, right? I think there's the understanding of where you fit in the bigger picture, and whether that's your family, whether that's your work, your office, your team. I think it applies really across all different forms. And so yeah, I think there were times where lessons that I would learn amongst teammates or amongst the game or team would bring me perspective and clarity of how maybe to handle a situation with our family. And then there was a lot of experiences that we had personally with our family that allowed me be a better player, a better teammate, a better leader, whatever. And so yeah, I think there's a lot of carryover and a lot of connection between the two. Being gone on the weekends now for 18 weeks in a row, how's that gonna work being at home? But on the other end, being around Monday through Friday, I don't have to go in for workouts. I don't have to go into the facility. I'm kind of making my own schedule. I'm picking the kids up from school. I'm at carpool line. I'm available at all their activities, school events. I mean, this was the first time in 10 years that I took my kids to school on the first day. My wife and I are driving home after carpool drop off, and I'm like, can you imagine? We just dropped our oldest into 5th grade. I've never taken them to school on the first day of school. So like those little personal achievements that maybe a lot of other people, it's just another first day of school. Like for me, it was the first time.
He's so cute. He's like the one that will watch the princess movies with my daughter, and then, tackle the boys at bedtime, and then also help them with their math homework. He's super engaged. He's loving taking them to school.
Life is kind of revved back up, right? The kids are back in school. They've all started their fall activities after kind of having a little break in the summer. And now I'm back on the road starting tomorrow to work with Fox and start calling NFL broadcasts and be on site on location to call a full slate of games for this NFL season. So again, it's another kind of pivot. It's another, kind of crossroads for me personally, professionally, of how that's going to fit. What's my week, being gone on the weekends now for 18 weeks in a row. How's that going to work being at home? There's some anxiety of that. There's some hesitation and concern, but what it's allowed me to do now and be involved coaching my kids' teams and picking them up from school and going for lunch. And, the last 6 months, I've really been able to do whatever I want. It has been a very different quality of life for me than the previous 25 years.
We got a good little group. They're learning. We're learning. You can see the older kids have been doing it for a few years now with us, and they really can do it. So it's good for the young kids. We try to do days like today where the young kids can stand there and see a little bit of their future, right? Like if you stay the course, this is you next year, this is you the next year. And it gives them a little bit of something to aspire for. That's why we try to get them together once every few weeks and do these program-wide clinics.
In the height of the summer, I'll spend 4 or 5 days a week at the fields with one of the two boys' teams, if not both of them together. And and my daughter will come, and there's other sisters on the team, and my daughter will do a little soccer lesson in the outfield during it with some of the other sisters and the girls, and then the rest of the practice, they go play, and then after we can take them for pizza and hang out. Like, it's become also a big part of like our social life, which has been fun, right? To share with other families who value a lot of the same things you do about, what they want their children exposed to, the environments they want their children to be in. Has been fun for Kara and I as well, for the whole family.
Good job, have fun. You've had enough for the day?
Well, no, I gotta go to a Bible study.
And yeah, to spend time with my kids, to get that kind of itch to coach kind of scratched. I would never go coach in the NFL. I don't want to be gone from my family every day. I've done that world, right? right? I've done the highly competitive, demanding job. Like, now I can pour my time and effort into these kids and try to give them experiences that maybe other 9, 10, and 11-year-olds aren't getting, and see how successful we can build this program. At the end of each season, all I hope every parent says is, my kid learned lessons through being on this team that we could not otherwise replicate. They're all gonna learn to throw, field catch, hit, base run, tag up. That part's easy. You can go join 20 teams in this area and learn baseball. What separates our program is the overall experience for the kids, the families included.
Carter, great throw in slow motion. Okay, you gotta make that play. Why are you sliding on your knees? Okay, why are you sliding on your knees?
It's supposed to be hard, it's supposed to be challenging. Life's always gonna be challenging, so you might as well get used to it. And if you shy away from it, it's gonna kill you. And I believe in that. And we try to teach those lessons to the kids on our teams every day.